Alright, good morning viewers. It's 4 a.m. In Sydney here. We're just about to get started with the Leaderboard ZH Final Candidate Tournament. I'll explain what this is. Basically, we have the Crazy House World Championship going on at the moment. A few weeks ago, Chickencrossroad he withdrew. And we've now got an event here to determine who is going to take that last position. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be calling from the sidelines, seeing some of the matches. It looks like we've got a 2-hour Crazy House Arena. Let's go to I am Penguin GIM and I am Oppa Wezen. Both of these were participants in the round of 16, and both were knocked out in the round of 16. Anyone is eligible to play in this event, so everyone has a second chance. Alright, let me just make sure we've got the right title. I'm just going to change that. Just bear with me for a moment. Okay, ZH Final Candidate. Alright, okay. Pardon me, I'm just trying to catch up with the setup here. I've actually just played a match myself not that long ago. I took on Juan just about 3 or 4 hours ago and caught a few hours sleep before running into this one. So look, we've got Penguin versus Oppa Wezen. Wow, G5 played by Penguin. So look, none of the pieces in hand. He's had to be try to be resourceful here to try to make something happen on the dark squares, and he's resorted to making use of that pawn. But now Oppa Wezen is now threatening to grab h6. So here I'm looking at G takes f4 to hold on to all the pawns and pieces. If the king takes the knight, then pawn at g5. Then the king will have to return, and a pawn at f6. Yeah, this is pretty open stuff. We'll soon find out if it was worthwhile black going with the ambitious g5 here. Black doesn't have to take h6. I mean, something like queen h4 might be quite interesting. At this stage, there are also some weaknesses for black to exploit. It's interesting. Both dark squares are playing for both colours here. Henning L, he says, "Hey John Lee, Crazy House, congrats on your win today." So yeah, a little bit of a spoiler. I was able to win my round against Juwanet just a few hours ago. I won't let the viewers know the score just yet. I'll release a separate video on that one. I had been recording just locally, so I will put that up later on. I wanted to do a voiceover commentary. Really gave myself the opportunity to focus on the game very heavily today. Yeah, and the games were good quality. All right, okay, so yeah, a few things have happened here. I'm going to step back just a couple. So bishop at h4 played to control here. The knight coming back to preserve the knight. So white's trying to maintain some play on the dark squares. But I think Penguin has made the better of the choices because pawn at f2 is coming now. This is getting decisive. Oppa Wezen low on the clock. Yeah, this really spells the end of the game. I'm thinking there's mate here now. Nice game by Penguin. Battle of the Dark Squares. Now, I mean, yeah, let's have a look. I didn't get to see the actual starting lineup. I know Penguins there, Opperwesen is there. I was gonna have a look at the rankings, but yeah, look, I should probably explain very clearly this event. I'll just read this out. The 2017 Crazy House World Championship is seeking an 8th contender to compete in the round robin candidates tournament. Here for the final seat. Top 2 finishers will subsequently face off in a 10-game 3+0 match for the spot. So, yeah, to be clear, that means top 2 players will be able to go in. Now, looks like Juwanit is actually having a go. I assume that means he's just having a participation spot. I guess that if he finishes in the top 2, his position won't count. So let's see. I think I'd say Opperwesen and Opperwesen and Penguin probably favourites. I wasn't sure if Kneges was going to join us. We've also got Helm's Knight in the mix. Okay, let's just stop waffling a bit and follow some games. All right, so let's follow Penguin for a little bit. So those who don't know, Penguin is an exciting talent, also known as Andrew Tang. He had participated in the chess.com Crazy House Championship for 2016 as well. He played yours truly. Actually, he beat me up in that event. I think we had a mad time scramble in the end. From the end of the game where he was winning most of the way. He came away with a win against myself. But yeah, he's probably also better known for I think he started up his own channel recently, and he's taken on the likes of Hikaru Nakamura in bullet chess. So yeah, exciting new talent. Penguin. It's great that the Crazy House game has such a player joining. Now, yeah, this is interesting here. I mean, White here objectively is up a piece and a pawn, but doesn't actually have all that much on the board. It's mostly off here, and the way Black's set up is not made it easy for White to penetrate. The knight f5 square is covered. The knight at c6 square is covered. There's plenty of defense where if the rook's taken, Black's still safe. So in fact, I think White may have to hold back a bit here and not necessarily, like I say, blow up the Black King. I think it's actually wiser to just hang with a bit of defense. You might play something like Queen at d1. Queen at d1 is a good move to just cover the back. And White's got an eventual material advantage. Black, on the other hand, is going to try to make some attack if possible. But yeah, I mean, this is where things can go wrong if White just tries to push too hard and attack where there isn't something. So I was thinking maybe Queen at d2. Now knight at d4 is preparing knight at f5, also defending f3. And yeah, a move like Queen at d2 just means you're threatening to take this rook with check. White can always defend it with something like Queen at f1. Oh, he's taken it. So he's allowed knight at f5. Maybe he's seen a way to run. This could be critical though. There might be a mate hanging at the end here. Yeah, I think king d7 may have been most accurate. This allows the likes of pawn e7 as well, which is sometimes useful. Oh, Penguin had better watch his clock. I think Atomex played a good game here. He may even have to play pawn at d7 and have the king chased. Yeah, I think maybe king b8 here, because this knight's covering d7, and then the sack. Oh, now there's checks. This can't be right. I think Atomex got this one. Knight at f3 looks pretty solid here. He can really only lose on time. Oh goodness! Rook at d1. I mean, that was allowing queen takes c7 takes knight at d5. Oh, Penguin let him off the hook there. I'll just go back here for a moment. Rook at d1 threatening bishop f2. That's a nice idea, but I'm quite certain that queen takes c7 is winning. So the idea of bishop at e3 is it covers off this square. So king can't come up to either of these. Doesn't matter if it steps back here or back to d8. Pawn at c7 is going to be big trouble. So this is the mate that I was referring to. What I thought was necessary here was that Atomex should play direct checks. So getting in with knight at f3, capture. Something like king g2, you can play queen at h1. And after capture, rook at g1. And if you go this way, that's mate. I mean, you could try to come out this way. I don't think it's much better. Have I chosen the best moves? Yeah, maybe it's knight h2. I think from here it's trivial how you finish. It's good to finish accurately, but you should be playing a check, not allowing white out of the bag. So yeah, Penguin short on time. He's let this one go. But there you go. Okay, early days. It's a 2-hour event. So the idea is that the top two finishers they get to play. So let me get back to watching Penguin. What I might do is I might also pull up another screen on my other monitor, just so I can check out a few players at once. We also probably want to see some of the Opera Wesen games. Check out that leaderboard. Okay. So Penguin get an easier match out of this one, winning quite convincingly. I should just find some of the Opera Wesen matches as well. Sorry, my brain's operating a little bit slowly this morning. Alright, let's just flick up the leaderboard. It's still early days, so we've got a field of 215. We've got Math Ace, he's in the top 5, so new top 10, CIW, Potatoes and Carrots, just giving a chance for some of the 2,000 players to get some air on the channel. Masalanka, Genghis the Great, Atomek we saw just winning a game against Penguin just shortly. Victor Toral is in here. So Victor Toral is a player I know from Buho 21 from way back. We've got Oppa Wesen, of course. We've got a lot of strong players in the mix here. Let's take a look at Oppa Wesen as well. Okay, this is a nice match. Oppa Wesen up against Masalenka. You can see the record here. He's got 9-3 against him. He's generally had a good record. Let's have a look at what's happened here. So it's kind of like a French setup. It's been exchanged. The pin has been exploited. And you know, I like Oppa Wesen's style. I mean, he's been new to the game in about the last 12 months. A talented IM player, and he's you know brought some new dimensions to the game, some new creativity. Wow, bishop at f7. He's seen something here. So if the king goes back to g8, bishop at f7 is mate. I assume there's some kind of knight d5 tactics he's going to try to unleash. And then maybe knight c6 is then. Maybe bishop at c5 first. Cuts off king d6. Probably doesn't matter so much. I mean, white's basically saying I'm so safe here. I'm just going to go grab the queen. You may even come in with this knight with knight e5. Depends how he's feeling, I suppose. Piece of sheet says hello. You don't play in this tourney. This tournament is it's an opportunity for players to take one of the last 8 spots in the Crazy House World Championship candidates round. We had Chickencrossroad withdraw from the event a few weeks ago. He was busy with a lot of things in life at the moment, so he's opted to sit out. So we're, I'm actually taking a chance to sit back and just call some matches from the sideline instead. So yeah, I mean, Oppa Wesen in the think tank here at the moment. Probably deciding from a number of good options. He does have to be careful if he doesn't find the right moves, an attack might brew with knight at h3. Currently his knight's covering everything. So yeah, I mean, I'm seeing knight c6 double check, then king f7, knight d8 check, rook takes, and this knight covers the 2 important squares e7 and g7. This is what Oppa Wesen will be thinking hard about. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know if he'll be happy with how this has gone so far. I think he's just going to settle for capturing here. His king's still safe enough. He's got all the defense of the bishops. But he's also, you know, not necessarily mating straight away either. Both sides have to be very careful here. I think what black should prioritize here is not the attack. I think bishop at d6 is a good move. You want to prioritize the defense of the king to a7. And it's about preventing a move like bishop at c5, cutting off your escape. So, you know, black's getting away here. I think black just has to sit tight, defend a while. I'm worried about Oppa Wesen's clock. I think Masalenka has played a good game here, but I nearly felt that Oppa Wesen didn't cash in on his attack in just the right way. Okay. Joseph Pinker says, "Who is the strongest Crazy House player next to you, Johnny Crazy House?" That's a matter of opinion, I think. You know, honestly, there's myself and another 6 contenders in the round robin event at the moment. There's going to be another one to join pretty soon. Yeah, Masalanka's got mate here. He's done very well. Yeah, I should just actually activate follow. I thought this option would allow me to follow Opperwesen. Oh, here we go. I need to hit the follow button. Yeah, I mean, the content on my channel. I mean, a lot of popular opinion will say that 12 Team has been a very close competitor throughout most of the last 6 months. He's one of the players in the final 8. He's done very well so far. He's on 2 out of 2. Yeah, I should try to find out that lineup. Let's post it on a page. We've got. Give me a moment. I'll bring up the official website. Okay, so this is the current website. Let me just get that up here as well. So yeah, I mean the links can be found through the forums, but if you go to the Crazy House World Championship forum on the BChess website, it will direct you this way. There's a current cross table of I've posted it in the channel. This shows it's a link to an Excel file, I believe, that Krosky or Fishy is maintaining. You've got myself, John Lee. All you need is Luft, 12 Team, Master Tan. This is Chickencrossroad's position, which this tournament is now about. Who's going to fill this row? Juwanet, Ekaf, Blitz Bullet. So far, it's been a pretty open event. I think 12 Team's done well to win 2 out of 2, but honestly, no one's really run away with it just yet. The way it works is that in the final 8 of the candidates, the top 2 players will be battling out in about 60 matches of Crazy House for the world title. We're kind of about halfway through the candidates round robin, so everyone has to play everyone. So yeah, that's where we're at, and I think we'll see who comes out on top. No one's position is granted in the final 2. I've already dropped 1.5 points myself, so I'm also fighting for my life to stay in with a chance to go in the final. Okay, Matthäus versus Opperwesen. So Matthäus is another player who was knocked out in the round of 16. Or actually, no, sorry, he was knocked out the round before that by Bugzilla. But I think he was not sure. He was ranked high up there. He was ranked possibly 17th or 18th in the event. And he's also been a new player to emerge 2016. I think he's been a very good student of the game. He knows a lot of openings, a lot of new openings. So he's got white here, Matthäus. So he's picked up an early pawn, and he's gone for a central push d5. So you can't play knight d5, or else he'll recapture the queen, and then queen takes, knight at c7. Now bishop at a5 has been played here to cover c7. I'm thinking maybe white can still take this. He'll have to give up a knight here, bishop c7, and knight takes. I think queen d5, knight at c7, bishop takes, knight takes d5. He hasn't gone for it. So yeah, I mean, Opperwesen, probably a little bit like me, is interested in finding new positions, sharp positions. He's a very good tactician, very good in open, uncharted water, I'd like to say. Oh, Pawnee 2, what's going on here? So rather than capture the rook immediately, he's trying to make a dent in White's position. So Queen F1 now, Pawn at E2 again. So everything's hanging, so Mathés is allowing this. It's basically saying, take this, I've got knight at C7 happening again. And this also alleviates some pressure from Queen takes F3, which may be an option in some lines. Yeah, I was looking at Queen C5, perhaps. I thought there'd be value in defending this. I don't think this will be enough. I think this is something that Black can just sidestep. So Black's got an edge here. Knight takes C3 is sensible. You're allowing White to castle, but you can follow with Pawn at E2. Oh, okay, he's gone with Pawn at H3 instead. That's also very reasonable. White has to now just keep defending G2, and he's going to get hammered a few times, lose a few pieces in return. Right, I should have a look at the channel, it's been said. Someone's asking who will win the candidates, who will play the World Championship match. I think I've answered that one. Yeah, Boundless Board says, are there FIDE Crazy House tournaments and a FIDE Crazy House World Championship match? No, it's the game is not yet large enough for FIDE to recognise it. The game's had a big year in 2016 with the likes of Lee Chess bringing it onto the website, also chess.com. They're both very large websites. Okay, he's found mate here, Queen at G4, Pawn H3, Pawn at G2. Yeah, we this is just organised by Fishy Vishy, and with the help of the community and the players getting together, we've made an event. Fishy Vishy has put up $460 of his own money to make this possible. All right, this is a setup that's become more popular in recent years. I mean, I think I saw a lot of this on Buho 21. More than 5 years ago. And I was back then thinking, it's not a bad setup. One day this must pick up in popularity. Opperwesen is picking up some pawns in return for a piece. And it offers White a lot of safety, so it's a little bit passive to begin with. But if the trades come off and White can maintain the structure, it's very difficult for Black to counter-attack this fortress here. While this is going, I'm just going to check the leaderboard of the event. So that was a quick win for Opperwesen. Yeah, let's give some airtime to someone else at the top. So we've actually got a head OTG. He's done very well. Hasn't dropped a match at all yet. Let's see what's going on here. Where has Penguin got to? Also having a look for Penguin. I don't see him near the top. Oh, Penguin's dropped a few matches, so he's still on 10. Let's have a look at ahead OTG. Okay, he's up against Vorlak at the moment, so yeah, I mean, for me, it's always exciting, you know, seeing new talent enter the ranks. Here, White's got a brimming pocket of pieces, but Rook at H3, King G1, Rook H1 is mate here. It's going to win this one convincingly. Okay, Boundless Board is asking, how did you learn Crazy House? I've been playing the game for a good 16 or 17 years. I learned the game a long time ago on a website called Fix, freechess.org or FICS. It's still operating today. Okay, we've got Juanet in the mix. He's having a go. Yeah, and I just, it was always a new game back then. It's still a relatively new game to the world now, and just play plenty and enjoy playing. So yeah, I think the development of the game will change with the recent year. The profile of the game has lifted. Developers have put in some time to modify Stockfish to play the game as well, and it is by far the strongest Crazy House engine I've seen by a long shot in the history of Crazy House engines. I think White's made a slight inaccuracy here, recapturing with DE instead of FE, because it left Rook takes F4 open. So let me just step back to show what that is. I mean, F takes E4 would have meant that everything's defended. Instead, D takes E5 and some of the central pawns have fallen, so that's now giving black something to play for. White's not in danger immediately, but is losing some material. So yeah, Juanet has already qualified in the candidates. I think he's just having a go, playing some Crazy House. So it's not like he'll get 2 positions in the candidates in the final 8. Okay, but look, this will be quite instructive. I mean, you're looking at here. Neither side's got a winning attack, but black has more material on the sideline. So black here is going to just hold back and keep the defenses solid. I'll tip Juanet to win this one. He'll just grind it basically. So here is now. The key here is getting your pieces onto the board to put them on useful squares without allowing your opponent to generate an attack. Meanwhile, White will be trying to make some trades and generate something with pawn f6, knight at f5. So yeah, I don't see a winning attack immediately. So bishop at e4, hitting the knight and covering this diagonal. So this is now threatening knight at h3 check, which is a common mating motif in Crazy House. So is there anything with knight e7, knight takes? Yeah, pawn f6, king f7, rook at f6. That could be mating. So I think if pawn f7, he's got to play king h8. Oh, he's just taken it. I was looking at rook at f6, thinking that way. Oh, queen f7. Wow. Ahead OTG, he's found mate. I think, yeah, maybe a little bit hasty from Juanet. I mean, this is one of those critical points where you can't necessarily take here. You're exposing yourself too much. A mate was found. But, yeah, I mean, I think king h8 here. I'll just pause for a moment. I thought king h8, that would be a better move. Rook at e8, bishop at f8, that was still holding. So yeah. Also, I mean, here you don't have to play bishop at e4. I think it's probably okay, but you could defend with something like queen at g5. just keep things safe at the back. It's a little bit risky how it was played, but look, ahead OTG. He's still remaining at the top. Let's keep watching. Okay, got another D4, D5 set up. Now in these sorts of positions, you just want to stay solid as you can, and try to break open the position on your terms. So here, white's got a little bit more space, but black's countering from his end. Moves like knight d7 or knight c6 come to mind. You've got to make use of all the pieces on the queen side while the position is so blocked. Yeah, I've been asked, who do you think is going to win the tournament? Let's have a look at the standings again. And I mean, I would have tipped as the top two on paper going into the event. It would have been Oppelwezen and Penguin GIM. But look, let's see who's at the top. Helms Knight, she's here, so some of you may have seen Helms Knight on my channel as well. I've partnered up with her to play some Bughouse on Fix. She's just picking up the Crazy House game. She's played it a while on Fix, but not taking it that seriously. She's having a real go of it today. We should go and have a look at some of her games as well. Victor Torral, yeah, I would think Penguin and Oppelwezen. Penguin looks like he's a little bit slow out of the blocks this morning. He's just picking it up now. Yeah, so there's still an hour and 22 minutes to go. Anything can happen in these sorts of arenas. We used to have these kind of going once a week. Before we go to Helms Night, let's give Head OTG some more airtime, so we'll catch up on this game. I mean, you can see it was very balanced before. White made a go of trying to make some weaknesses on the light squares, and has done so quite nicely in being able to recover the piece for the pawn as well. But black found a tactic to get out of it. It takes here, takes. Maybe play takes on c7. But yeah, black defending e6, which is critical. That would be a critical entry square. Look, ahead OTG, I think, is finding all the good moves today. He's really playing well. I think Joannet was winging against him and messed it up, but I think he's punching above his weight today. So I believe he's one of the followers on my channel as well. So yeah, good luck to him. This is still there's plenty of play in this match. Both sides still safe, but black's got a slight material advantage. In fact, black's offered up this rook here just because he probably doesn't mind if white's giving up that bishop. This is one of white's best defenders. Really stops a lot of attacks coming in. If you replace this with a black pawn, then suddenly black's starting to make some ground on g4, e4. So you can even see white's just clearly avoiding this. In Crazy House anyway, we nearly say that a minor piece is worth the same as a rook, so it's a little bit different to chess. The fact that you can place pieces on the board changes the value of the pieces. Heiser Jack says, did you get like 4 hours of sleep, John? Not quite, I probably got a bit less than 3. But we've got the Easter holiday at the moment, so I'm right in the middle of a 4-day weekend. So we've got the Friday off and the Monday off. It's now Sunday morning at 4:39 AM in Sydney. I don't have to go back to work until Tuesday. And before I go back to work, I think it's a Tuesday 5 AM Sydney time, which is equivalent to Monday 17th April at 7 PM GMT. I'll be taking on 12 Teen for our Crazy House World Championship match. Yeah, looking to turn up to a tough match there. Yeah, before I come on further to that, let's call this game. We've got a head OTG, about 20 seconds left. He's staring down the barrel of his first defeat if he doesn't move quickly here. Genghis the Great has done well. He's holding on to his defense. So he might see ahead OTG's first loss here unless he can pull it out of the bag. He's still looking for pawn at G4. Oh, he's left that open. That's going to be critical. Oh, he's only got a couple seconds. I think he's going to get there. Yes. Wow. 0.4 seconds left. I mean, geez, he's got a few opponents that have let him off the hook. You know, Genghis the Great with more time on his clock should have just not allowed pawn at G4. You know, he could have just defended a little further. So look ahead, OTG. He's got luck on his side. Doing very well. Slips out of that one. So look, Helms Knight and ahead OTG. They're the names at the moment. Let's go to Helms Knight. I'm thrilled to see her near the top. She's only dropped one game and has had a long string of 5, so she's done a lot of berserks so far. Let's go see what she's up to. Okay, Math Ace she's taking on. So it's got a few cavities on the light squares. I'm curious to see how the open went on this one. The standard E45, Bishop C4, Bishop C5. Now an early H6 preventing Knight G5 and Bishop G5. And Math Ace has gone for an early sack on F7. Now Helms Knight is a good materialistic player. She'll hold on to material if she can. I nearly feel like Queen D8 would just be better here, holding on to things. Queen G6 leaves yourself open to getting knocked around a bit. Knight H4 was played. I expect Math Ace to be very accurate in this sort of position. Wow, but geez, Helms Knight finds better. So look at that. That's beautiful. That's been very resourceful here. Meanwhile, while I've tracked the opening, Helms Knight has found a win. Bishop F2, Knight at G3, which exposes this fork. And that's a critical defender for White. That's game over right there. Yeah, this I like watching Helms Knight play her tactics. She holds on to all the pieces. She's going with this. I mean, this is not commonly played at the moment, so it's good. Kind of a bit of new opening play here. Delaying the castle a little bit. We should castle now. It's good and safe. Okay, balanced position. A6, B5. So yeah, I mean, Helms Knight has played on freechess.org, and that's pretty much been the home of some of the best bughouse players in the world in the last decade. And that website has brewed different kinds of players. I mean, Helms Knight's also a good bughouse player, but some players are kind of more inclined to chess, some more inclined to bughouse. I'd say Helms Knight has a good balance to play Crazy House. You need to be able to hold on to material, but you also need to be able to find the sharp attacks. Now here's interesting. Black can't just play Discovery because the queen is threatened. I like Queen H5. I think White should consider defending H4. This is probably better here. CIW, finding some good moves. Takes Bishop at G1, but you can just sidestep that. Would be better to run back than up, I think. You might be able to grab all the pieces, but King H1 is certainly safe. Right, pawn at G4 here. Oh, no, this is no good for Helm's Knight. Still 2 minutes on the clock. I think CIW is good enough to wrap this up. It's a bit of a blunder here. Queen H5 allowing the queen to be traded off on F7. So the trouble here, the reason for this is, Black's trying to just hang on for dear life here. This H7 square is too weak. Bishop F7 is going to run into Rook at H8, King H8. This will be lost as well. Rook G7, Knight at H5. Good play from CIW. Okay. We'll continue following Helm's Knight. Okay, so a reminder: the top 2 players from this event will have the opportunity to take up a 10-game match of 3-minute Crazy House. Let's just see if she's just waiting for a pairing or what's going on here. Not sure if she's still just waiting for a pairing. Here we go. Okay, we've got Helm's Knight again. Okay, a lot of E4, E5 from both the sides. I think she's just happy here to play a balanced position, and then yeah, attempt to outplay the opponent. So insert check here, making some ground early. I think Black's got a decent position out of the opening. Okay, Knight at A4, going for B2. Yeah, look, I don't mind going for material, but a little bit questionable. I think this knight could have been expended on the king side or in the center, potentially. Oh, this is too dangerous. This is allowing knight at F6. And that's what I was talking about here. I think Helm's Knight has just invested the pieces on the king side. That's the difference. King F1's okay. Knight at H2, King E2. That's fine. So I think this is winning for White already. Back here, I felt Black had the space, and Knight at A4 was probably a critical move in deciding how the game goes. I mean, Black could have even been decisive, going Knight G2, takes Knight at F3 check, King F1, Bishop H3. I think something should have been invested on the king side, and that's where you'll just see the difference between the caliber of a 2500 versus a 2000 player. It's actually probably just one critical move, and unfortunately sometimes a novice player will be left wondering what they did wrong in the opening, but everything was going right for Black up until Knight at A4. Yeah, that's unfortunate for insert check. That was a nice opening position. Okay, Flourish. So Flourish is one of the followers of the channel. We'll see. Flourish won't be viewing at the moment. Flourish is, I believe, sometimes when I've played in tournaments, has been watching the stream and said, "Oh, this is terrifying." I'm listening to my game being commentated on while playing it. Okay, I like this. So, Helm's Knight doing something a little bit new here, just delaying the castles. and playing some different moves. This is now heading back to a main line. Knight d5 is the main line. I expect Flourish will be brushed up with the knowledge on what to do here if he follows my channel. So yeah, this is highly theoretical. The key point here is this bishop on g4, where white wants to expose this with knight g5. You see someone in the channel says lost line for black. It is a little bit different though. The pawn's on h6, you get to capture. So queen g4 is going to be played. You know, black's holding on to a little bit more material with this pawn on h6 relative to the normal line where you see this sack. So Flourish is still going to have to find some of the moves. You know, I think white still stands with opportunity here. But you know, this is where it really is important to not just play moves, but understand where you're going. Yeah, I'm deliberately here not going to call out the plan for white because I'm concerned that some of the moves may get heard. I think yeah, knight at h3. This is getting into dangerous territory now. King h1 would lose to queen at g1, so this does need to be taken. And then white's going to stand to lose the queen, but at least it's still alive. Oh no! Helm's Knight has corrected me. She's found a mate. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Look, the only subtlety there in that opening play was that h6 had been played and allowed black to preserve the position with h takes g5. But this is brilliant. Whoops, sorry. I just had my... I was going to just quickly flick back to the key point on that last match. Let's do that before we go on with this one. This is just brilliance from Helm's Knight. Finds knight at h3, which you would think is just winning the queen. So the immediate king h1 loses to queen at g1. The idea is that after g takes, this does two things. It not only allows the king an escape square to g1, but it also covers a queen g1. And brilliant here, bishop f3. Very resourceful. Doesn't matter what piece you put on g2, it cuts off two critical things. One is the square that the king can move to is covered. It also pins any piece that you put here. But more importantly, it blocks this queen from defending g1. So now queen at g1 actually works. And even though white looks completely safe, this is over. Just a brilliant little tactic there. Had to point that one out. Okay, Masalanka, so you know, another good player. There's a strong field here today. A lot of 2500 plus in the event. Someone's asking, oh, with knight h3, what after 17, bishop takes d5? Yeah, I think queen takes g5 is letting the game go. Maybe queen takes h5, check, knight takes h5, bishop takes d5, allows white to continue some attack. But yeah, I mean, Helm's Knight had enough in the position to make it unclear. Speaking of unclear, yeah, Helm's Knight doesn't mind flirting with danger. She's going to do okay here, I think. Luckily, the knight's covering f8. Ooh, questionable if that's the right way. She's alright, she's just living dangerously. I think queen h5 is interesting here. Really make some big threats with knight at h8. And then you might weather the storm. Okay, bishop h6, alleviating knight at g5. This is looking dangerous again. Now black's trying to find d7 as the escape square. Is it enough? I think, yeah, d7 isn't an easy square for white to hit. White might need to defend. But I think pushing the pawn to f7 is actually the critical move. Yeah, this might be losing. Let's take a step back here. Point being, if f7, you free up the f6 square for the knight, so if the king steps to d7, knight at f6 is playable. Can't play king d8 because of rook e8, you could have played king e7. Then what's the play? Is it something like making a queen here? We'll have to have a look at it afterwards. White now has to defend. So, you know, the wind's taken out of white's sails a little bit, so to speak. But it's not over yet. There's still plenty of play. So, you know, white's trying to make some ground here. So Helm's Knight ignoring that, going for queen at f1 as a mate threat. Yeah, when the game gets sharp, I'm going to back Helm's Knight to find some of the good moves here. Rook d3 may be necessary. Knight takes, king takes. It's all very sharp here. White's got two defenders on f4, so the black knight can't come back. I thought rook d3 was decent. Masalenko now short on time. This isn't helping the cause too much. Now, king e2, still okay. Knight takes, what is it, knight at c1 potentially. Yeah, this is resourceful here. That's critical. There's that extra diagonal piece. Now black's in. Knight at c5, queen at d3. This is all over. Look, Helm's Knight flirting with danger here. I'm gonna have a look at this one in a little more depth. Let's go to the analysis board. I just wanted to have a look at f7 here. This is my idea. You know, I think there may be some kind of obscure mate here. The idea being that f6 is now open. And knight at f6, that's the critical point. King comes back here, rook e8 mates. If the king goes to e7, maybe f8 queen is playable. You can't take the bishop because of rook at f7 mate. So you have to come up here, but then I think knight at h7 will be mating. So this knight and bishop together stop the king going back. Yeah, so I think that was critical here. F7 key move. Let's just see what the engine thinks. See if it concurs with me thinking there's no. Yeah, it's found mate in 6. So okay, I'm not too old for this stuff just yet. I'm glad that I'm seeing what the engine's seeing. Okay, Meanie U. I've seen this player come up before. Now I might check in with the leaderboard again. Just open it in a new tab. Helm's Knight is at the top still. We've got Opel Wesen chasing behind. Victor Toral, he's had a great event. We should have a look at Victor's games. Victor's from Buho 21, and when I was still new on the site, he came up with some good opening play with white, which really caused me some problems back in the day. So it's good to see he's getting active. He's also come on to fix. My good mate Mugwort, he's in on the action. Krosky's here, so shout out to Krosky, one of the fellow streamers. And Penguin, still in there, but yeah, let's go back to the matches. Okay, Flourish in the channel says, Flourish here, I got crushed. Says, thanks for not calling out the moves, John. That last one's supposed to be lost for black, just couldn't find it. Yeah, I think it is better for white, but yeah, you've got to be careful still, and you've still got to think out the moves. The line that Helm's Knight went through just wasn't as clear cut. Now here, bishop h3, mating, king f3, knight d4, king g1, rook at h1. I like the way Helm's Knight's playing today. Crusader of Hope says, well, are you not playing yourself, John, or are you the champion they have to challenge? No, I am not the champion yet. I'm just one of the 7 players already in the final 8 candidates round robin event. This tournament will determine the top 2 players that will go to a 10-match playoff that will entitle that player to go into the final round robin of 8. Chickencrossroad had originally qualified, but he is withdrawn. So that's what this tournament's all about. I think it's fantastic that there's a second chance going in here. Shame that Chickencrossroad isn't playing, but new opportunity for the players. So this is open to every player, and it's drawn out a strong field today. There is prize money involved in this, so I believe top place. Oh, what's the top place? It could be. It's either $100 or $50. There's a prize pool of $460. I should actually just go and pull that out. Give me a moment. Let's see. What's the prize structure? Prize fund. Yeah. So here we go. Those that are interested in the money. I think it's not life changing, but it's exciting. There's a $460 prize fund. First place $100, second place $50, third place in candidates tournament gets $30, fourth place gets $20. And then there's a bunch of other prizes as well. For other reasons for participating. There's also a prediction prize. So there's a prediction event which is cool for the viewers, so they get to just guess the scores of the matches as they go on. So yeah, in the round of 8, you'll need to finish in the top 2 to play for the final World Championship match, which is made up of 60 games. So that's what we're all vying for at the moment. It's a close tournament. It's still very open. It's about halfway through, but no one has really run away with it just yet. 12-10, the only one still on a perfect score, but he's only played 2 matches as well. So I think he's in very good form at the moment. I'll have a tough match in the next couple of days against him. So let's just go back to the tournament. So, okay, let's check out Victor Toral. Let's go cover some of his games. So we've got a few leaders emerging. I mean, ahead OTG, he's come off the boil after a big start. He's had 3 losses in a row. He's trying to get some momentum back. It's a grueling event, 2 hours. We're only just through the first hour. Helm's Knight, Upper Wes, and Victor Toral. Let's go to Victor and see what he's up to. He's up against Juanet. So Juanet has actually had his origins in Buho 21 as well. I mean, I think Victor and Juanet would have once been more comparable in strength. Juanet has become the stronger player. In fact, Juanet already has a position in the candidates. I took him on this morning and was happy to come away with a win to that match. So I'll be providing a separate video with voiceover commentary later this weekend. But okay, he's on the attack here. Victor's in trouble. Now this is interesting. I mean, White's got queens, but I'm seeing if there's something obscure. I don't think there's like a knight f6 idea. Or pawn at g6 could be mating here. Pawn at g6, if takes, queen at g8, rook takes, bishop takes, king back, knight at f7 takes, rook at h7 mate. So if pawn at g6 you would force king back, then maybe black's okay. So anyway, white deciding to defend here. That's also quite reasonable. Just got to keep defending g2. But I do feel like black's in the driver's seat now. It'd be nice to have this bishop here to potentially attack with. Rook take should be played, or else queen h2 is going to be mate. Yeah, knight at g3 was kind of giving away a piece. Yeah, no, I'll quickly just point out what I was looking at back here. So, look, yeah, here queen at g6 is mating, in fact. That's what the engine's giving. The difference between putting a pawn here or a queen here is a queen will hit g7. But the idea is much the same. There's a neat trick with queen at g8, and then you'll have a rook in hand, and then you can choose either order, rook at h7 or knight at f7. So yeah, a nice mate was missed there. Queen at g6, king h8 takes the queen, takes with the queen, and then the king can't come up. Knights are covering, so you know, king has to come back. Queen at g7, mate. I think after queen at g3, maybe the opportunity is slipped, and so now pawn at g6 doesn't quite mate because king h8 is possible. You can hold on. The difference being that there's no queen g7 move here. You can't just take this knight, the defender there, because now black will get mate instead. King g1 gets mated. You know, once you lose the queen with check, that's all over as well. Yeah, knight at h4, most accurate. Queen at g2, queen at h3 to finish. Yeah, no, so an obscure mate there, queen at g6 here. Not an easy one to see. I picked up a similar idea, but by the time I was looking at it, the opportunity had been missed. So let's continue with Victor. Okay. Yeah, someone's calling from Channel John. You should spectate Andrew Tang. Yeah, we'll have a look at Penguin's games as well. But he actually hasn't been coming near the top of the leaderboard. Yeah, in covering the event, I want to give coverage to a few different players. We looked at a few Penguin games early on. Math Ace here. I mean, Math Ace always seems to be dominating with a white position in the E4, E5 games. So, you know, we've got a position here where white's choosing which attack to go forward with. Black's got a lot of material in hand, but here knight at d5 is already a mate threat. White's very safe. Then black's now going to give up bishop. I wonder if bishop at c6 was possible as well, but I'm even wondering if there was some kind of mate here. Instead of bishop takes d5, I was thinking queen h7 and knight at g6. That looked like mate with bishop at g7 to finish. So I was just saying back here, queen h7. Let's say bishop at f7, knight at g6. Oh, there's king e8, but then pawn at d7 is very strong as well. Anyway, bishop d5 is still good for white. So queen g5 is the option taken. But yeah, I feel like black's got a little bit of opportunity to try and live here. Queen g7, maybe. Knight at d5 was a threat there. So Victor's hanging in there. He's not making it easy. Now knight at d5 check. Oh, that's going to be deadly though. Bishop at e6. It's cutting off nicely both of the escape squares for black to run. Now pawn f7 looks decisive. Or even knight f6, pawn at d7. Yeah, there's a lot of dangerous options. Too many pawns in white's hand. Pawn at e6. This will be mate. Pawn at g7, pawn f7. They're the last two nails in the coffin for Victor. Okay, let's check the leaderboard again. That'll put Victor back a little bit. Okay, there's a request for Penguin. Let's go have a look. Yeah, he hasn't been able to put a streak together. That's actually what's holding him back. He's kind of losing every third game, which is about the worst frequency you can get. There's still 50 minutes to go. There's a lot to play for. So Victor's going against Atomek. Sorry, just give me a moment. Not sure why. Oh, I keep missing the button click. Okay. I'll just kill this window for a moment so the noise doesn't come through. So IO Euros, this is another one of our streamers of the chess game. Yeah, this looks pretty comfortable for Penguin. Black's only got knights in hand. So pawn at d7, asking the bishop to surrender its defense of the a8 rook. If the king takes, then maybe knight at b8 check. Rook takes, queen takes. He's found something more elegant. If bishop takes, queen at e8 check, then covers off all the escape squares. King takes, rook at d8 mate. Queen at e8 though, he's got king d6. Where's the mate then? Pawn at c5, king d5. Maybe just take here. There'll be enough play in the position, I'm sure, after queen e8 if king d6. At worst, there's queen b5, but there should be a lot more with check. Queen at e8, king d6, takes. Okay, he's gone this way instead. Yeah, kind of letting black out of the bag a bit. I mean, bishop at e8, king b6. I'd like to see a sharper finish from Penguin here. This is probably good enough though. I mean, he can't move the king because of this. And then I thought takes here, takes knight at a5. 12-10's called out, bishop b4 missed, yeah. But not really, because he was in check the whole time. I don't know if 12-10's missed the fact that that's check. I think 12-10's seeing a ghost here. It was still check. Look, hats off to IO Euros. He's hanging in there, but I thought queen at e8 was stronger for white earlier on. Oh, he's saying before bishop takes a8, bishop b4. Okay, I see what he's saying. Not sure if 12-10's tuned in as well, but yeah, he's called something very accurate there. Oh, yep, that's right. If he went back, bishop at b5 was mating. Is Penguin's dancing with danger here. He's all right on the clock though. Yep. Queen b5 is the finish. Nice play. So let's just show what 12-10 had pointed out back there. He said before bishop takes a8. Yeah, back here, bishop b4 check. Sorry, I thought he was calling bishop takes b4 in a different move. Bishop takes or rook takes. The critical thing is the rook's covering the back squares now. And then black's up on material. That is a miss. 12-10 in good form. He'll see those sorts of things. Okay, we've got the blue Penguin up against Penguin GIM. Okay, it says it would be cool if you could watch some of Penguin's games because he's streaming too, so it's like dual commentary. Yeah, no. Someone's saying Penguin should not stream while playing this. That's a blunder. I mean, I've streamed plenty as well. I mean, he's been streaming a fair bit. You kind of get used to it as well. Yeah, it's okay to stream and play. But this morning earlier I took on Juan. I recorded the match, but I switched off the sound recording so I could listen to my music. I turned the webcam off so that I'm not conscious of anyone watching. I really gave myself the chance to focus and play for a change. I think that is probably making a difference at the top level. I kind of maybe took it a bit too easy against Master Tan and got criticised for it last week. Full credit to Master Tan. He played a great match, and I'm still playing to win every game. But I kind of felt, I'd lost my CWC match to Master Tan. Like, well, anything can happen. He can play well, but it seemed that that was unacceptable for some of the viewers, and I've been criticised for, not playing well enough, or playing the wrong openings, or and it kind of made me think about things, and while I am still playing to win, I felt that I wasn't playing with the same passion that's matched by some of the viewers, some of the fans, and that's letting them down to some extent. So it kind of hit me when I was actually watching some of the swimming qualifiers the other night here in Australia, and I saw the swimmers go in the pool, and you kind of have an expectation that everyone is really trying their best, and it's only fair on the viewers and fair on all the competitors if you're only turning up, to play your best. So, yeah, I mean, I'm the last person to want to try to make an excuse for a result, but I've taken that to heart a little bit this week. I've got to play with the same sort of passion that my viewers are, contributing, because that's why I created the channel, to create some passion, Crazy House. So yeah, we've still got early days in the Crazy House World Championship event. There's no guaranteed spots for anyone. It's a reality. I may not make it into the final two if I don't perform. So I think it's great that the tournament's still so open for all of the contestants. Yeah, enough about that. Let's go down to the last 10 seconds. Two Penguins are at it. Now, I expect Penguin GIM to be very fast at the finish. He's a very good bullet player. Here come the pre-moves. Now, Blue Penguin's giving him a run for his money. Oh, he's even got mate right at the end here. Pawn at E2, but I'm not criticising him for not finding mate. He's got 0.1 seconds. If the king went there, Queen C2. Yeah, see, I mean, a player of Penguin's ability should be able to close out a match like that. Well done to Blue Penguin for booking a win there against Penguin GIM. Okay, so E4, E5, early D4. This allows pawn at D4, which picks up a piece. But White can do things like knight at F5. I think Penguin's going to bank that he can play for activity here, but even though you may have a weaker opponent on the other side, you've got to give them the respect. Something like knight G8 could be an interesting defense here. It covers G7, it also covers E7. It's a bit passive though. it has been played. I mean, wow. That's okay. Knight takes King F8. Guikul here has played the obscure defensive move I saw as well. Now pawn at G5 is going to hurt a bit here. I think Knight at E8 was more appropriate. Not allowing this stuff in the open. Yeah, Knight at E8. I think you need to just cover G7 here. There's too many pawns in White's hand. Knight at E8, and then now there's a bishop in hand for White as well, so that's helped White a little bit. I would have preferred the bishop stayed on B4 and just defended. Yeah, Black's coming undone a little bit here, and this is the difference between some of the stronger players and some of the intermediate players. Yeah, this is going to be hurtful. I think Black was better out of the opening, but the initiative has played a role. Okay, Tunguska the 64, he says, Janley, are you able to make a living from Crazy House? Is it possible? At this stage, I don't think so for me. I think it's great as a hobby. I think it's great to, bring a new game to the viewers. There's a lot of interest in it. Some people are saying, well, chess has been figured out largely. Oh, we've got Blue Penguin. He's back for more. They've been paired up again. Yeah, I've kind of avoided chess myself for about a decade. I've just found more interest in Crazy House. It's also got to do with available time I have. But yeah, I don't think I can make a living out of it. I'm keeping my day job at the moment, I'll say that. Best by Test says, oh John, that was the most heartfelt message I've ever heard. Keep up the great work. Everyone here admires you. You're the perfect example of a good sportsman. Okay, I think he was referring to my part about, ensuring that you play for the viewers and, bring your best game on. Yeah, no, I felt I'm not playing badly at the moment. I'm just not playing as intensely as what the viewers might be expecting. So, someone said, "Oh, well, if you've got so much work on and you arranging your daughter's birthday the day you're playing the match and you're just running off to that, why don't you play the match at another time?" And that's a fair call. I mean, there's other players that haven't played as many matches as I've had. To some extent, I'm also concerned. This is a nice move here. I'll just take a break because Knight at H5 is mating. It's found a nice resource, Penguin. I think the week that I played Master Tan, there was also only just one other CWC match going on. So a part of me is also wanting to see the games continue. Okay, let's see how Penguin's actually going in the standings. Can he catch it up? We've got 36 minutes to go. Opelwezen has now risen to the top. He's always been a good late performer. Good performer in late stages. Juanet is still there, but his place won't count. Helm's not there. Mugwort rising into the top 10. Clearcast coming. This is another player from Fix. He's also very strong. There's a mix of players. This is no one has run away with this. Penguin is now in 13th. He's on 44 points. But look, a lot can happen. I mean, if he just has lost literally every third game, and that's horrible for this arena type of event because he's missing out on all the 5-pointers he would be getting if he got them on the streak. So let's see if Penguin here can string together some games. It'd be a fantastic contender to have in the candidates. Heiser says, agreed, you'll need to focus against 12-team, that's for sure. Yes, I will. I've played plenty against 12-team. That's going to be a tough match. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. I mean, it's probably been a little bit of a different attitude more recently. We've got Penguin, he's got a solid king, he's holding on to the pieces. Queen's got to go to b6, and this knight's dropping. Oh, okay. Sack played, bishop at e5 is holding things together. This way I meant to draw. Queen at d8 mates here. You should see that. Oh, come on. Queen at d8. It's still mating with knight at h7. Ah, Penguin, if you've got to play moves like queen at d8. He's now going to 30 seconds each, so this is bread and butter stuff. Alright, hopefully he can still win this match and get a streak going. Knight at h7 was mate. Oh, he's missing a few, but he's found it now. He's okay. King f8, queen e8. Okay, so Penguin's now on a streak for the fans of Andrew Tang. What else? Yeah, Tunguska64 saying, how can we make a donation? I actually need to do a better job of making PayPal available or something. Yeah, I mean, donations have been possible before on YouTube, but I don't think it's as easy as some other sites. Yeah, I've previously also run some events where I've donated to charity. I've posted up a charity website where you can donate to my charity account. So thanks for considering a donation. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm staying true to myself in that I'm not doing this for the money. It's not been a priority. Doesn't mean I shouldn't make that option available for those that want to express their gratitude with a donation. So yeah, I've had the channel open about a year now, and not really made that a priority. I think I tried once, and I just got to a point where you had to register your business name or something, and I made it more difficult myself than I needed to, and just didn't do it. Anyway, yeah. Look, if you're following the channel, yeah, please make a donation when I make it possible for you to make a donation. Just happy if you follow the channel for now, and spread the word of the game. Keep generating interest. Okay, there was a queen hanging here. This is an interesting one. If that was taken, the bishop could recapture. This queen's kind of been offered on more than one move. Jalelu is, is strategically is probably making Penguin think longer than he should. I think he should just take this and move on. But there's some gaps here. It's not that black's easily better from that. White's got two pieces for the queen. He'll have activity hitting this queen. Something like bishop at c3 looks effective. He's going for bishop at d6. White's got a safe king. This is dangerous. Knight at c5. Black's staring down the barrel of getting mated, because if white has another pawn, it's mate. So, for example, knight at c5, king c8, bishop at d7, king d8, and bishop takes e6. Well, he's found his other pawn here. So pawn at d7 was mating. Yeah, oh, that's a missed opportunity. I mean, White's still got the initiative, but back here, pawn at d7, king takes its force, and then bringing in this knight is critical because this knight is covering d8 and the bishop. Knight c5 check. Doesn't matter if the king goes to e8 or c8, bishop at d7 mates at the end of that sequence. But look, oh, there's been an opening here. And Penguin pulling out. It's going to be difficult. King c1 is safe. King e2 is also safe. Yeah. Rook at e1. Bishop takes important here, not rook takes, or just block on d1. Important for Jaleli to just take his time here. Yeah, safe. Home and safe. Knight at c7, queen at e7. Oh, Penguin just can't get a string going together. It's going to get tough for him now to make it. There's 29 minutes. He's still on 49. The leader, Upper Wesson, has had a few trip-ups. And so has Helms Knights at the top. Wow, this is going to be a tight finish. This is interesting. I mean, we've only got 3-minute matches. You've got about half an hour left. So you're looking at about 5 games if all go to max. I'm kind of going to call it here. I don't think Penguin's going to make it. There's not enough time. He was one of my favourites in the event. Let's have a look at who's leading now. Clearcast is in the mix. Had a good string. Important here is the momentum you're building up and the confidence towards the end of your arena. You actually just got to play good critical chess. Let's check out Helms Knight versus Mugwort. Mugwort's a good mate of mine. He's been a good friend for many years. He's from Newcastle originally. He's also living in Sydney now. He's making a decision to sacrifice queen. Play knight f3. Good practical decision. Not necessarily best, but he's definitely safe. He's definitely got initiative. And he's well up on the clock. Yeah. No, Mugwort I've known, geez, from since before I even learned how to play Crazy House. We were both juniors playing. He's fine to take this. Yeah, he's looking good here. Knight at h5 is strong. Yeah, wow, I mean, I would have known him probably for over 20 years already. Been a good mate of mine. We got a lot closer probably just around 15 years ago when we both really got into Bughouse. You know, we're still enjoying the game. He's done very nicely against Helms Knight here. He's kind of just avoided her tactical strengths by playing strategically. I mean, HG, yeah, see, I can kind of, G takes H. I mean, he's now going for the mate. That's justified. He's got 2 queens in hand. This is all over. I like the way he plays, and because I know him that well, it's you should play queen at g3. Alright, queen at g3 just forces mate. Again, this similar idea that you've got g2 open. He's kind of let the cat out of the bag. If the king came up, queen at f4 was mate. He had 2 queens in hand. So, I mean, black's still good here, but he should defend against the checks that are coming in now. Maybe something like queen at g8, because if knight at d5, you can take the knight takes, knight at g3 takes. That'll be mate again. Queen at g8, pawn f6 takes. Also stops knight at g4, and also threatens queen g2. So queen at g8 is my pick. This is also a good move. It's covering the same squares. So Helms Knight plays on. Yeah, she's finding moves. Ooh, dangerous, dangerous. Bishop at d7. Oh, he's just getting away at the moment. Oh, Mugwort. I think he's got it, but he's worried me a bit there. I thought he might not make it. He's got just enough defense here. Oh dear, Helm's Knight dropped a point. That's critical. I wonder if she had a better way at the end. I think that was. I'll go well back because the idea I had was this Queen at G3. You can't play King H1 now because Queen G2. So it's just. I mean, it looks like excessive force, but Queen at G3 is necessary there. And I hear the engine likes Queen at E6. So I was looking at Queen at G8. Bishop at E6. But this looked, yes, mate in 9 is called by Stockfish. Bishop at, oh wow, really? Knight at A4, mates. This is the stuff that a human just won't see. I thought after King B6, there was safety. The key part is White gets another diagonal by doing this. Bishop at B5, Knight at C4. Doesn't matter which square the king's on. If you run up to this way, then Knight at C4 first. See, Knight at A4, even there, Helm's Knight had mate. So, yeah, a few missed mates there from both sides. Let's go back to the standings. Oh, CIW has risen to the top. That's not expected. He's a 2300 player. He's punching above his weight. So we saw CIW book a win against another strong player not too long ago. Oppelwezen. Let's grant CIW some airtime. Can't always go with the top-rated players. We want to go with some of the top performers in the event. So, look, this is exciting. CIW, a potential candidate for one of the two with not much time to go. These games are critical here. There's so much to play for. There's 86, 82, 81, 78. Look, Juwanit's at 84. It doesn't really matter. He's already qualified, so his position won't play. But from even 65, yeah, 65 is a bit harder to reach. You're really looking at this top bracket here. Helm's Knight. You've got a couple there. CIW. That's really interesting. I think it's wonderful. I think these sorts of events can really bring out the best play in some people, and they really play above their regular strength. Something's just ticking for them with the way their endorphins are on the day or something. Okay. Let's see. Penguin GIM said he's thanking you for watching his games. Yeah, no, I think Penguin's only started streaming recently, but he'll draw a much bigger audience than I will, for sure. If you can take on the likes of Hikaru Nakamura at Bullet, that's the king of Bullet for many years, I've not watched enough of it myself, but that's big. I mean, Chess Bras with Eric Hansen. I mean, that's been a big channel, and being able to take on Hikaru Nakamura and make some entertaining bullet chess. That's a big deal at the moment. Oh, Rikastrov, he's found a way in. That was nice. That was nasty. Knight H6, Queen H5. CIW has tried to alleviate some of the burn, but had to give up. Oh, that's unfortunate for CIW. He was holding his own just here, and I don't think you want to trade a knight off in that situation. let's just keep an eye on that leaderboard. CIW still in the lead. Oppelwesen in pursuit. He's up against Spinal Tap with a good position, it looks like. Okay, we've got Chris Wish here. I had the pleasure of playing Chris Wish in the chess.com Crazy House event. Seem to remember part of that match where he got my king into the center and he gave me a run for my money. Okay. So yeah, CIW still remaining solid. Pawn h3. Black's making moves on both. Yeah, this is exposing the queen. I wonder if he's got to play f6 first. I might just... yeah. And then get ready for pawn at f2. So I think white here should bring it back. That's a good move. And then, yeah, this rook's on. So black's got a little bit of initiative here, but white's very solid. Plenty of defense around the king. Plenty to play for here. A good idea to just give a bit more consolidation on the light squares. Bishop at h5 is the right move here. That just absolutely wins for white. He's found it. Once you remove this pawn, white's got the material advantage, and sure, it's not completely over, but look, there's 6 minor pieces hanging around the king. I would have personally backed off here and absorbed the attack until it was gone, but yeah, I feel this kind of gives black something to hit. The knight was just nicely defending on f4. Black didn't have much in hand, so sometimes you don't have to blow up your opponent. I say that a lot. Someone's going to give me a hard time for saying it too often one day. From here, I think it's something like pawn at d3. You've got to defend this knight by making that knight at f6 threat available. So pawn at d3, I think, is the move here. You can allow this, takes bishop at h3, king g1, pawn at g2, knight at f2. It's getting sharper, and this is why you'll see, white would have spent a lot less time just playing bishop h3, and after pawn g4, it'll just be king g1, takes, absorb the attack. Now knight e5, so he's opted to defend his bishop. That's a good idea. So now he's actually just making sure he covers his light squares. So I like knight e5. I think queen d5 is playable here. Alright, what's going on in the chat? So someone says, I will sub to you every month if you get a sub button since I have Twitch Prime. Okay, yeah, I think, what do you need? How many subscribers or followers or viewers do you need? I don't think I'm big enough on Twitch. I don't do enough. I think YouTube's coming out with some kind of equivalent, something like a super post or something like that. Look, meanwhile, Chris Wish has just taken this game by the horns. This is a nice defensive here, but also threatens knight at f2, mate. Queen h2, mate. Yeah, rook at c8, king d7, rook c7. And here's why. Sometimes you just have to defend for a little while and not allow your opponent to counterattack by opening up trades. But it's such a double-edged sword. This is one of probably the toughest things to assess, even for strong players, is when you should attack or defend. I would have thought that king takes was good here. Maybe there's a chance. He's found a nice way to defend. Chris Wish is having to find the moves again. This is an interesting game. I actually quite like this defense, grabbing the knight. It's been quite resourceful. So here as well, Chris Wish is saying he's going to bite the bullet and he's going to have to take. I thought bishop at f3 maybe, but he's decided he's going to grab the rook. Yeah, topsy-turvy game here. Pawn e6, king c8, rook e8 block. Yeah, king c8 for sure. And then block on d8 and then try to threaten mate somewhere else here. He's not got a mate threat now, the rook's not in hand, he can capture the rook still. They're coming on the clock now. This is one of the critical games. Yeah, someone's saying if Penguin wasn't streaming, it'd be higher on the list. Silverback Gorilla says, "Hi John Lee, nice to see you commentating. What do you think about your games against Blitz Bullet?" I thought Blitz Bullet played a really good match. Chris Wish is about to take it on time if he doesn't win it on mate. Yeah, I mean, here we've got CIW, but Helms Knight will stick around. These two must be on the leader trail. Issue 1, it looks like he's going to run away with it. Still very close. Still very close. Too close to call at the top. It's top 2 finishes. This is great crazy house. Yeah, no for this Helms Knight not really knowing the theory here. CIW is going to know this. This is a lost line. So it's unfortunate. She's probably hung around Bughouse too much and not known about this line. Pawn f7, king takes, rook e8, king d7, queen g4. If you watch my channel, you will have seen this multiple times. This is all over. Knight c5, remote to queen. It's nearly as if I played this game myself. Yeah, come on. I think Atrophied may have even made a video about that line, but fair enough. I mean, Helms Knight's not spending all her time studying Crazy House theory or playing Crazy House. I was talking about Blitz Bullet, so no, I went into the match, feeling good. I'd just come off a win against kickoff. I think I took that one 8-2 quite convincingly, and I was surprised at how well he played. He's a very good practical player. I thought I'd struggle on the clock because I think he normally plays quite a quick game. He played better than me on the day, to be honest, and he deserved to win the last critical match. I think he had attempted to promote a knight on f8, but it was on auto queen. And even after that, he still had some obscure winning chances. But I was playing practically well enough to find that win in the last game, which I was happy about because that's a critical half point in this event. It's more the game against Master Tan where I felt I let myself down a bit. I mean, he really walked all over me. He played a great match as well, but looking at the comments from viewers and looking at how I played in the match, I saw a lot of moves that I'd miss. I was probably, a little bit short on sleep, thinking about other things. Had a lot of personal stuff going on aside from my daughter's birthday party. We've been looking at a block of land which we purchased, and we were given very short notice to turn up with the financial substance. So that was on my mind a lot. Just a few days prior to playing Master Tan. It's the kind of stuff that messes with your life savings, that sort of issue. Look, I don't really like talking about it on the channel because I just don't want to make an excuse for any of my play. But I did have some tough personal stuff going on. I was also having my dad, had to take him to the doctor. I had some job offer which was a fair bit more than I'm earning now, and I turned that down. There was a lot going on last week, which people don't need to know about, but that's how it is. I mean, it's normally just, this is John Lee, and he just turns up to his matches and he just wins. I'm also human too. Sometimes there's things going on in life. Okay, Io Euros is giving CIW run for his money. I think Black's just slightly better winning on material. I think Queen F8 is called for. I mean, we need to defend against Rook at C8 and Rook at E8. That seems like the best move, the most efficient move to cover the bank rank. And instead, he's just decided to block it. I'm gonna check here. We've only got 9 or 10 minutes left. CIW is still one of the potential leaders. We've also got Opperwesen, who's not winning all the games. Masalanka has really come strong towards the home. So I'm just gonna just flick open a few windows. I think CIW will take this one. He's a bit short on time, but I think he's been playing well enough. Let's have a look at Opperwesen. I'd certainly like to see him get into this. Someone says Penguin has 0 chance to win the tournament. Yeah, I think it's too late now. Spinal Tap Chess says, John, I'm trash. Remind me to never play ZH again. Thanks. No, come on. I think Spinal Tap's an IM on Lead Chess. Spinal Tap's been... no, yeah, you're not horrible. I'm sure you've been a contender in several of the weekly events that used to occur when BitChess was supporting them. Oh, I was wrong about this. CIW is in trouble now. That's critical for the event. Yeah, Io Euros is going to take it. Oh, you had Queen F7. You can only lose on time. Checkmate. Okay. Io Euros takes it. We've got Mugwort against Opperwesen. This is an interesting game. So Mugwort's been able to win the Queen. Now, if I was Neil, sorry, Neil is my good friend Mugwort. I'm going to play a game where I can see if I can predict his moves. Opperwesen's moves I can't predict as well. I mean, he's got a different style. I think that's a good move. I expect them to defend, maybe something like knight at g1. Keep things secure. No, he's going to show me up. He's going to go for the practical choice. Okay, can he now play knight f6? No, he's winning there. I think Mugwort stands better here. Opperwesen's in a bit of trouble. Let's keep our eyes on the leaderboard. This is the critical stuff, guys. Last 7 minutes. No, Penguin is actually... Oh, he made a last run for it. So we shouldn't have ruled him out, but he lost the game here. But see, he was just riddled with... That's like the curse every third game. Oh, I feel so bad for Penguin that he's actually won a ton of matches. He's just won them in the wrong order and put some losses in between. Okay, Opperwesen still holding on to his defences. This is going to be an interesting finish. Now, if it goes down to a time scramble, I'm going to back Opperwesen. I think Neil will be trying to avoid that. Knight at g7, a mate threat. He's got to move the bishop to run free. No, he's going this way. Alright, 10 seconds to 18. You've got to move, mate. You've got to move. He's got a safe king. He's just got to move. Rook at b8. Come on, let's not get fancy. He's letting the clock tick too low. Rook h4 picks up another piece. No, this is dangerous. He's not looking at his clock. Oh. Ah, made in one. Made in one. Oh, Opelwezen just sneaks out of that. He was in trouble the whole game. Wow, that's going to go. Now look, Masalanka has just risen to the top. We haven't been watching his games. We should have a look there. Okay, what are the critical games? Masalanka. CIW's fallen off the pace. It's looking like Opelwezen and Masalanka at the moment. Opelwezen lucky to sneak in. Juanet, I mean, doesn't really count. Helm's Knight is also a threat. Yeah, wow, Masalanka. Look at that streak. He's absolutely run home with it. Yeah, and Masalanka's a name I've seen in some of the weekly events, and not always finishing at the top, but generally playing with the top ranks. So he's come good today. I think he's going to win this match as well. So yeah, I actually don't know Masalanka that well, but I've heard someone say he's come from another website once before. Maybe it's one I've not played on. I think he's going to take one of these two positions. That much is certain. Opelwezen. Let's see. He's now got. I think yeah. Opelwezen has won his match. I think that's it, guys. It's going to be Opelwezen and Masalanka. Juanet's not going to count. CIW. He's not got the string. So Masalanka and Opelwezen. That's who we think is going to be in. So these two, if they can hold on, they'll be playing 10 matches of 3-minute Crazy House to try to secure the last and final 8th spot in the Crazy House World Championship. Now, wow, Masalanka is actually going to win it. He's hit the magical 100. Okay. Three-Eyed Panda, he's saying Twitch website says you need to have average of 500 viewers and broadcast at least 3 times a week. Yeah, I think people are talking about what you need to be able to get a subscribe button on Twitch. Someone's saying sounds like you've got a lot on your life. Yeah, with all that's going on in my life and with how time poor I am, streaming on Twitch is not the highest priority for me at the moment. It's not entirely life-changing. What's life-changing is whether or not I can get a mortgage for a house. That's probably more concerning. So yeah, Best Buy Test says, correct me if I'm wrong, but none of those sound nearly as important as playing an online video game. That's fair enough. Silverback Gorilla says, I hope you overcome those problems as well. Yeah, I think I'll be all right with life stuff. Fingers crossed, a few things come off this week. But yeah, I'm also gonna put in a good effort to this event. I mean, it doesn't matter what's going on in life. I mean, you look at all the sports players out there, guys who play Premier League football, or Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal. No one's really asking them what's going on in their life. And they don't really bring that onto the court or onto the field. So, Mikoloping says, "Are you Chinese?" My parents are actually from Singapore. I was born in Australia. That's the Australian accent. And yeah, they're of Chinese descent. Like Mick Loping says, I myself used to be Chinese. Yeah, it's funny, as if you've changed your ethnicity. Not sure how that works, but yeah, someone's asked, do I have another game open in the background? Yes, I've got multiple games. I was following a couple just to see how we're going. Bit of background noise. But look, I think it's determined, unless CIW can make the last dash. No, he's on 93, so Opelwezen and Masalanka look like it. We've got less than a minute left. And yeah, Opelwezen takes one more win. Heiser Jack says, super tight tournament. Yes, indeed. Look, Penguin, he nearly made it with a home run rush. Unfortunately, not his day. I mean, he would have been a good contender as well. I was picking Opperwesen and Penguin. Would have liked to see Mugwort get into it. I mean, I think he made a good effort. But yeah, CIW, he was right up there near the end. Didn't come home. That would have been an upset. And Helm's Knight as well started very strong, but didn't come home as well. I really think the late stages are what's important. Look at Masalanka, absolutely amazing. He won the last 15 matches. Let's count them up. 14 matches with Berserks in there as well. Look, I'm going to put my congratulations to Opperwesen and Masalanka. Alright. Someone's asked if Janley's already qualified. Yes, I've already qualified, so I'll just quickly bring up the other website. We've got, what is it? Cross table. So, just bear with me a moment while I fix up my windows. Okay, so yes, this is the table of standings. So these 7 players have already qualified. This tournament had only come about because Chickencrossroad withdrew. Respect to Chickencrossroad for withdrawing before starting any of the matches. I mean, for the organizer, it certainly made it easier to find a substitute, or else it's not fair because you'll have some players who have played a different strength of opponent than another, and matches and results have already been determined. So I think Chicken decided he had too much going on in life. This position will either be filled by Opperwesen or Masalanka off the back of today's event. They're the first 2 finishers. Juanet already has a place in the tournament. He was just having a bit of practice today, I think. Yeah, so current standings are, not everyone's played the same amount of matches. I think we got a, just looking for, here we go. So here's the full stats. I've already played 4 matches, as has Master 10. I've scored 2.5 out of 4. He scored 1.5 out of 4. All you need is Luff, 1 out of 3. Juanet, 1.5 out of 3. Ekaf, 0 out of 2. Blitz Bullet, 1.5 out of 2. I believe All You Need Is Luff may have actually just taken on Blitz Bullet. Yeah, we should have a quick look at what that result is. So a bit of a spoiler here. I'm going to check. I think they were playing at the same time. So yeah, look, let's see how that one went. All You Need Is Left. Yeah, let's count up. Maybe they're still playing. No, they've played their matches. That looks like it was a close battle. So how did we go here? Ooh, we got another 5-all. We've had a lot of 5-alls. Yeah, so pretty sure that's 5. Yes, I mean, wow. All You Need Is Left. He won the first 4 matches. He was off to a good start. And Blitz Bullet came back with 3. All You Need Is Left up 5-3. Then Blitz Bullet took the last 2. So yeah, that's geez, there's been a lot of 5-alls. I mean, that just shows the quality of the players. They're all so closely matched. There's been a number of 5-all draws. So Luft, unfortunately, I was looking forward to him booking a win for a change. It looked like he was so close. He's on 1.5 out of 4 now. Blitz Bullet now moves at 2 out of 3. He's doing well. 12-teen on 2 out of 2. Still the only person on a perfect score. That's the candidates tournament. We're going to have an 8th player. I'm not sure when this match between Opperwesen and Masalanka will take place, but I imagine it will take place soon, and they'll be catching up to the rest of us. So, yeah, look, I'm going to close it off there. Congratulations to Opperwesen and Masalanka. Yeah, are they trying to set the match up right now? I don't know. Let's see if they're setting it up now. I'll continue streaming. I was going to cut off the stream just then. Let's see, who's this from? Upper Wes, and he says, yeah, I made it, but it was extremely lucky, I think he's saying. Yeah, what's going on? Are they going to play? Let's check out the tournaments. So, alright, I think Fishy can't send messages. And Masalanka, I think they're trying to get in touch with them, but yeah, I think they can't message Masalanka. Some people have put on limitations. You can't receive messages. I don't know if they're both online still. It looks like they are. Okay, Kyle Legion's saying as soon as Masalanka cooperates. Okay, guys, well I'll hang around. We'll see if this match goes ahead. Oh, Masalanka is starting a match. Oh, we're on. Okay, here we go. I thought the match would be determined another time. Who's the favourite? I'm calling Opelwezen as the favourite here. Okay, this is exciting, guys. I did not know this match was going to happen straight away. We are now viewing live the first match. This will be a series of 10 matches to determine who will take the 8th place in the candidates match. So stick around. I'm going to keep the stream open. I'll be commentating live. Yeah, okay, so we've got a d4, d5 setup. This is quite standard. Now, both are solid here. White's making a good decision trying to undermine f5. Now, here's one of those critical decisions where White takes this and decides we'll just swap off. No, Masalanka's gone the aggressive option. I like this. Okay, Opelwezen's not having it. He doesn't want to take the queen. Now, awkwardly, Black only has knights in hand at the moment, and he'd love to put a pawn or bishop here. I think it's a great decision from Masalanka to take f5. And that's the bishop I'm talking about. Yeah, I prefer White here. I think White has a few more weaknesses to hit. White is very solid on the dark squares. Alright. 12 says this should be interesting. They're saying we have more viewers than any of the candidate matches, and he's like, yeah, that's right, because everyone is here from the tourney. Okay, so these are the light square weaknesses I was referring to. So Masalanka is going to try to come straight through the front door here. I'm not sure if he has enough, but he's definitely got all the initiative at the moment. Or maybe I thought King h8 first would be preferable, but he can't play King h8 now. He's got Rook h7, mate. Ouch! Knight at g6, nice find. Oh, he's resigned. I don't know he had to resign. Bishop at h8. I mean, maybe it was too strong there. I thought maybe King h8 first before King g8. So wow, Masalanka. I don't even know if Masalanka played in the knockout rounds, because Opperwesen actually got knocked out by Blitz Bullet. I think Blitz Bullet was very close to being knocked out himself, and he pulled it out. So I assume that if we go to 5-all here, guys, I think we're going to play margin of 2. Now look, Opperwesen's left the tactic on here. He probably should take this, because he can't. Knight d4 is not going to end well for him. There's a knight at e2 check. I like bishop g5. That's very sharp. Pawn f6 takes, bishop d7 takes, and then there's bishop f6 sort of stuff. I think maybe bishop f6 to begin with. Look, I think Opperwesen's sharp enough to see this sort of thing. Yeah, here he goes. Like I can at least pick that from Opperwesen. He's going to pick the creative tactics. Knight at e2 is a good move. Wow, board's on fire here. Okay. Knight at f6 looks kind of dangerous. Knight at f6 takes either queen d4 or queen e2. Knight at g8. I don't know if it's enough. He doesn't have to go that path. He can play other things. He goes for pawn at e5 instead. But he's got to be careful. He's gonna, if he lets black get pawn f3 and get the attack in too fast. Yeah, no, this Crazy House World Championship has bred so much more for the game than people could have expected. You know, and for the length of how long it's going on, I mean, you know, you're playing with passion first before you're playing for the money, I would say, which is a great thing. Yeah, I'm worried about Opperwesen here. He's lost the first match. He's staring down the barrel of losing the second. Masalanka's a very solid player. What's bishop at b6? What's he doing? That I don't understand that move. I'd be thinking bishop at f3 or takes, bishop here. Was there something with... Oh, maybe there was a pawn d6 mate which was missed. Maybe there was something with pawn d6. Yeah, I still favour black here. Black's got a bit more time on the clock, but I'm not going to write off Opperwesen. Never write off Opperwesen. This guy is a creative genius at the best of times. It's just hard here to determine. I think maybe bishop at f3. You just keep solid on the light squares. It's the clock I'm concerned about. He needs to be practical here, and he's trying to find a brilliancy. Now he can't go to e7. Bishop at f6 would mate. Oh, see, how is he finding this? Rook c8's very good. Rook c8. I was thinking it forces king out that way. Yeah, here's Opperwesen. He's just so creative. I mean, I've criticised him for not being practical, but he has found a gem of resources here. Now knight c7 is a possibility. He's not taking it. He's just much safer. And now this king is in trouble. You can't even escape with a5 because of knight at c7. Yeah, Opperwesen takes this one. Pawn at b4, a3. Oh, he's going this way. Come on, watch your clock. Watch your clock, mate. Oh, he's kind of let him out a bit. Queen's hanging. I don't think he finished cleanly here. I think he's had a better mating sequence. Instead of knight at b3, he should have used a pawn and reserved this knight for something else. Now Masalanka's kind of slipping out the back. He's got to take the bishop. Bishop at d6. You need to cover e5. Yes, he's got mate in one. Wow. Opperwesen. I told him you can't write him off. that rook at d8 stuff and knight at e8, you had that bishop at f6 mate just shepherding the king out to the queen side. I didn't see that. I was tipping to go for a practical choice at low time, and Upper Wizard's absolutely shown me up there. Yeah, that's brilliant play for such a critical match. This is only the second round. It went out 1-1. Yeah, I mean, Kyle Legion saying he's beautiful. That was a beautiful crazy house. That, you know, this is some top stuff you're watching here. Masalenka hasn't played a bad game, even. I just thought bishop at b6 was strange at some stage, but perhaps there was something obscure with pawn at d6, which was dangerous. Okay, Upper Weson's gone for the initiative here. You know, and I'm not seeing anything concrete, but knight d4 takes. Let's counter-attack here. Oh, too many moves to call out. So king f7 or king d7. Both sides very aggressive. Okay, he's going for the capture. This is strategical, it's tactical. So if the trick is if knight d4 takes, queen d4, knight at f5. Upper Western loves his tactical sequences, but knight at g5 is something to be careful of. Look, both of them are running with kings in the open. Material is actually exactly balanced. Yeah, that's a dangerous piece, that knight. I think he should play knight g5 first, and this is important. It covers knight at e4 from harassing the king before you recapture this. Black should be safe running out here. So this is just crazy house. It is crazy, and it's crazy house. I think he can take this, but it's. I'm not a fan of knight at g7. I think that's a bit loose. That's losing some material. He didn't need to. I think he should have just recaptured here. Sure, there's pawn at g3 anyway, but he just kind of gave away a knight here. So I'm picking Upper Wesson to win this game. I think strategically what will favour Masalenka is solid positional play. If you make it open and tactical, you know, that's playing to Upper Wesson's strengths. You're allowing him to be creative. Black's now much safer, even if Black's going to lose the queen to knight at e6. I favour Black here. I would have put the king on b8, but it's trivial. It's just that this can sometimes become an entry point at a later stage of the game. So yes, White took the queen, but Black has lots of minor pieces and squares near the king to attack with. He's much safer here. He's got coverage from bishops, 2 rooks, plenty of pawns, and White just has a pawn and a queen to attack with. So look, pawn at c6 is pretty simple here. Shouldn't be too concerned about this. Wow, what does knight at f4 do? Oh, he's trying to win the queen. So, Upper Wesson is finding a path to win the queen. And that's a decent play, because once he gets the queen, queen at f2 is very dangerous. Knight, that's his plan. Yeah, I'm tipping Upper Wesson to take this game, but also the match. But Masalenka came out of the blocks firing in the first game. Yeah. I like someone says, so what's to stop them from logging on to Twitch now and playing what Jan tells them to? Well, first of all, there's probably like 20 seconds of lag, so you're going to be waiting a long time between moves. Secondly, I'm not also suggesting everything where someone should go. I'm quite familiar with Upper Wesson pointing out the things that I'm missing. So yeah, I don't think players should be too concerned about my comments on a live stream. Flourish is even saying I was playing against Helm's Knight while Jan was commenting on our game. He withheld all important lines. Yeah, look, I think if you were tuned into my stream while playing, it would be more of a distraction than a benefit. Yeah, Upper Wesson looking good here. Up on time, up on the position. Best by Test says, how do you identify so quickly that the material is balanced? Are you counting, or you just have an immediate sense of that? No, I'm counting. Anything else says John got the sixth sense. No, I'm literally counting every pawn and piece on the board before I call if material is balanced or not. In this case, black's actually a pawn down. No, its material is balanced here. Sorry, he's got a pawn here. So, yeah, just go. Come on, Upper Wesson. Don't let this go on time. Wow, Masalenko, he's fired up the engines. And Upper Wesson delivers, mate. Nice game. Alright. Okay, we're opening with a French here. I think this will suit Upper Wesson. You'll get an open position, it'll be very tactical. Now Masalenko kind of keeping things under wraps with this knight g7. Okay, I stand corrected. I think this is a good way for Masalenko to play. He's doing a bit of a strategic build. This is an opening setup I've not seen before. Nice and original. And it's fairly blocked. I think this will suit Masalenko. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, maybe knight at f3 is interesting. Next few moves here I think will be critical. Okay, knight at f3 played. How is he going to back that up though? So he's now looking for material. Because this pawn is already here, he can't penetrate via this path. But okay, queens are coming off. If takes, then this knight will be hitting here. Yeah, wow. Masalenko opening up the position on his terms. I'd like to see a good battle here. While I am tipping Upper Wesson, it would also be a shame to see one player just run away with the match. Okay, now Masalenko's just holding on by the skin of his teeth with defense. Knight at h6 doesn't work now because the knight's covering the smothered mate. So black is in fact up a pawn. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy house from here. Now captures knight h6, king in the corner. I mean, I think that pawn should be taken. It's sharp and it looks ugly. This is a good strategic move. Masalenko's just going to hold real solid. This is a really solid defensive move. Bishop at h6. You can't hit this bishop with either of the knights. So Upper Wesson's going to try to hit it with the queen. That's a nice creative move. I still feel after pawn f6, black should have just bitten the bullet and taken here. This is going to be okay. This knight's now hanging. Maybe they're the spoils that Upper Wesson can show for his creative moves. And sometimes you just have to settle for, well, I'm going to grab a piece and my opponent's still going to be very safe. Then you've got to back off again and level and... Yep, so he's gone for it. So Masalenko's safe again. So he's trying to open up the position with the file. And yeah, I thought Masalenko opened very well to this game. I would have liked... I could be wrong, but I thought g takes f6 was good for black. And this now is a little bit more open. Yeah, I don't know if... I think Upper Wesson might have missed queen e7. That's a good move. that was a real asset for white. Now white gets to secure the back rank. So yeah, I was about to say the open position is going to favour Opperwesen, but I think he's missed this one. Yeah, knight at f5 isn't great. You can play queen d8, knight h6, queen d7, and that holds on to the mate threat. Yeah. That's a wise decision, taking with the bishop, keeping the rook on guard. I like black's position here. Black would love a bishop to put on f4 to hit h2. And the clocks are showing here. So unless Opperwesen can pull a rabbit out of the hat, this is looking like 2-all. Yeah. Oh, what's he doing? This queen's defended. Let's see if that rabbit comes out of the hat. Oh, he's only got knights to block. This is over. This is mate. Oh dear. I didn't like rook at g5. I think he should have just played queen d7. I thought Opperwesen had mate there. Queen at d8. Oh, Masalenka, that's a shame. No, Masalenka was winning that game. He allowed Opperwesen to get creative. No, if you go back here. Oh, sorry, we won't go analyze again. But watch the live. Opperwesen's now 3-1. No, where rook at g5 was played, I think he should have just played queen d7, allowed knight h6, and then the queen's still defending f7 from mate, and knocked the white queen away. Yeah, you can never write off Opperwesen, even with the time being that bad. That was a missed opportunity for Masalenka. Unlike Hercules, he says, schooled by the Meester. Yeah, no, I don't think there was a mate missed by Masalenka. I think he just had to keep defending until the resources ran out for Opperwesen. Then he was going to be up on material. Someone says, I think they play all 2 games. No, I think, look, this is probably more like the knockout format. It's probably first past 5. I think if you get 5.5 to 4.5, you go through. I think if it's 5-all, then you keep playing until someone wins by a margin of 2. Or by a margin of 1, I think, after an even amount of games. So yeah, I mean, unlike the candidates matches where everybody's in and it's round robin, where you're just playing 10 matches each, that's just to balance the number of points available. So if there's a tie break, then that can be used. So look, Masalenka, I like his style. It's a positional style. It's looking for cracks and holes. This is pointing at pawn at c7. It's quite resourceful as well. He deserved the win from the last match. I think he needs to kind of shrug that off and perform here. This was available b5, knight takes b5, but maybe he decided this was going to cause more problems. Because knight f6 and bishop at g7 is also an issue. So yeah, you don't always have to go for the most direct move in Crazy House. Sometimes it's nice to just go for something like this, which gives a few different headaches. I'm actually looking at knight d7, but then I think pawn at c7 is strong. Okay, so Opperwesen decided he needs to hit the queen. Pawn c7 played. See, that's a deadly looking move. Takes. He can recapture the bishop. Somehow Opperwesen still holding on. I don't know if There's pawn at g2 coming at some stage. I don't know if there was another try with something like knight f6 takes and then queen e5, knight e5 before. I'm talking about here, instead of pawn at c7, you could take. There's no mate threats because the knight's covering. But you just have a queen and there's open gaps, knight on e5. Well, I'm not one of the players playing the game, so let them make the decisions. But I nearly feel like Black's just got enough coverage here to have the time to make some threats on the back rank. All right. Now Masalenka's holding on the back. It's let's see where the creativity leads with Opelwezen. Being very resourceful, he's making good use of this promoted queen. Opelwezen's up 3-1 here. Alright, so Opelwezen's been able to bag the queen. Masalenka's just defended his back rank by keeping the minor pieces here. So yeah, I mean, I think here Opelwezen should maybe defend. Like something like queen at d6, maybe. Just prevent white from getting back into it. And don't let the clocks get too low. See now knight f6 is an opportunity, so I feel like knight c6 just, yeah, it develops a piece, but it was already doing a good job on d7. We need pace, both of you. We need pace. 8 seconds left. I think Opelwezen's going to be safe enough that Masalenka shouldn't cause him too many problems. Ooh. He should come back. If he goes to b7, knight at c5, it's going to be annoying. Yeah, just not enough material in the bank. Not enough time in the bank. Yeah, I think he was getting close to mate though. Pawn b7 takes, knight at c5, king c8, pawn at b7. Oh no, pawn at d7, king d8. Yeah, White's actually winning here. He should have just gone faster. And Opelwezen, I thought queen at d6 would have been a better defensive move than knight c6. So, well, these are tight games. I mean, Masalenka looked like the fire went out after the two queens went Opelwezen's way, but he cooked up an attack. Okay, unfortunately though, Opelwezen's won 2 of the closer matches where Masalenka's had chances, so he's now up 4-1. Yeah. Hercules says, not looking like Masalenka's day. Yeah. I mean, Masalenka played a great tournament to have the chance. Yeah, just against the quality of a player like Opelwezen, you just got to take those chances. But yeah, I was, the thing is, the final 16 of this event was just brimming with more than 8 players worthy of playing in the candidates. I mean, we saw 12-team knockout Penguin GIM, and you're kind of like, well, both of them could have a role. I think all you need is Luft very closely put Bugzilla out of the event when Bugzilla had nearly got it in the bag. He would have been a strong contender. Blitz Bullet knocked out Opelwezen. So yeah, I mean, Opperwesen is firmly one of the players who's come from a chess background and has really played the game well and found a lot of creative space in the game. It's definitely been a big challenge for me. And I was nearly a bit, disappointed that he wouldn't be in the event. So look, of course, Chickencrossroad, fantastic player, certainly deserves his place as well. But with him withdrawing, I think Opperwesen would be a fine replacement. And look, I think he's going to take this game as well. He's just got all the initiative at the moment. Yeah, this is the writings on the wall for Masalanka here. Kinesias didn't play. I think he was considering it, but he didn't join the event this morning. That would have been another interesting player to bring into the field. Also known as Vaboris on fix. That's yeah, rook at g7, rook at f8. This isn't defensible. Not defensible here. Okay, 5-1 to Opperwesen. He's going to take this pretty convincingly, I think. Okay, what's going on is, I don't know if Masalanka's miscounted and I mean Masalanka would have to win the next 4 matches now to level the boat. Looks like oh, he might have disconnected. Well, okay, look, in any case, I think Opperwesen's clearly got the momentum. Looks like they've both left the match. Yeah, I don't think you should throw in the towel. I mean, you still got a chance. I mean, if we look at the scoreline between All You Need Is Left and Blitz Bullet earlier today, it looked like All You Need Is Left was up 4-0, and Blitz Bullet still came back to tie the match. Yeah, so look, I think that settles it. I think Opperwesen is going to be in. So congratulations to Opperwesen. He's had to go through the field. He's had to qualify again after being knocked out by Blitz Bullet. So it looks like Opperwesen will be haunting Blitz Bullet again, in a sense, coming back from the dead in this event to take Chickencrossroad's place. So yeah, unfortunate for Masalanka. I think he deserved to win more matches in this series, but didn't come up with the goods when put under pressure. Okay, I am going to leave this stream now. I think it's been quite a lengthy stream. It's been over 2.5 hours. It's been good to put in a stream. As a reminder, I've got my match up against 12 Team for the CWC. That's taking place on Monday 17th. Wait. I'm going to finish that statement. Monday 17th, 7 PM GMT. That's in a couple of days from now. Looks like Masalanka's back. Maybe they counted up the scores again. Jeez, I mean, they're keeping me in suspense here. I mean, that's twice now I've said, okay, I'm going to close off the stream. It's like, wait. We're going to play. I was nearly going to close it off at the end of the tournament. So look, let's see. I don't think Masalanka should throw in the towel. He's definitely given Opperwesen a run for his money. Now, this is an interesting opening. A lot of space just come out of nowhere. Pawn at d4, and then pushing up the queen d5. So black's starting quite compact, and now there's a c2 weakness. Oh, so this is critical here. Knight f4 is the right move. Yes. If pawn at c2, then queen d3. Oh wow, that's crazy creative here. I think Opperwesen. Yeah, I mean sometimes he just lets that creative streak Out a little bit too much, I might say. The point I was making before is if you defend with what looks normal, pawn at c2, then queen takes d3, and that's now threatening c2 with 2 pieces, and you can't recapture because knight d3 is mate. So knight f4 is a better move because it covers with 2 pieces here, and it also hits the queen. But queen f3, bishop g4 has been allowed. Makes life tough again. Oh, yeah, I wasn't keen on pawn at c3. Honestly, I wasn't really looking in this direction either. You know, maybe something like queen e2. Not really the easiest position for white to play. He's really kind of scrambled with these double pawns. But okay, pawn at d7. So he's looking to relieve the pressure, or otherwise bring the king out. And the trouble is, if you take here, takes, queen at c2, maybe you can get away with king e2. Yeah, you've got it. This is hard now. Because pawn at c2 is so dangerous, because it just gives d1, gives space to d1. Queen at c2 takes here is also not fun. Yeah, this is tough. You know, maybe I'm criticizing Upper Western for being too creative, but it's actually a nice practical play in the end here. It's going to yield a result. Oh, that's just made it into pawn at c2, king e2, queen at d1. He won't miss that. Okay. So Upper Western is in. He takes this 6-1. Yeah, unfortunate for Masalanka. He's played a great tournament and didn't really carry the fire through. But look, Upper Western, definitely a contender for the world title. I mean, he's really come out of the blocks in 2016. If you've seen my channel, I've played multiple matches against him. It's not been easy. Okay, I am actually going to close the stream now. It's finally there. Look, I've seen there's been about 80 viewers on the Twitch channel this morning. Thanks so much for the support. Apologies for 2 things. One, my frequency of streams and videos has been less frequent recently. There's just been so much going on at work, a lot going on in life as well. And apologies to anyone who feels that I'm not making my best efforts in the CWC. I get it. There's an expectation there. I'm going to endeavour to play my best matches. Honestly, 1 or 2 matches, it's kind of I've scheduled a game and feel like it's okay to play and not play to win. And I'm probably thinking too selfishly there, thinking, well, that's okay. I don't mind if I lose, and even if I don't come away with a place in the final 2, that's going to be all right. Like, it's going to be great for the game. I don't think that's good enough for some other people though. So I am going to be making a concerted effort to play as well as I can in the remaining matches I have. Glad to say I've posted an 8-2 win against Juan earlier today for the fans. So we'll make a video on that one later. I'll do a voiceover as I go through that recording. Okay, congratulations to Upper Western. Thanks to all those for joining the stream. I will be posting this on YouTube afterwards as well. It'll take a while to upload, take a while to process, but that'll go onto the channel too. Okay, happy Easter wherever you are. Have a great weekend. Keep it crazy. Keep playing Crazy House. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.